Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie and today I am here with my weekly WIP and Chat. So welcome, I'm so glad you're here. And if you are new and you aren't sure what WIP and Chat means or what it stands for, WIP stands for work in progress and chat is pretty self-explanatory, I think. I'm going to be working on a diamond painting tonight and just catching up and talking about life for the next hour or so. So feel free to work on a project alongside me. I know a lot of people use this like a podcast while they're just sort of out and about getting things done, but I'm glad you're here and looking forward to spending some time with you today. I am going to be working on my very, very long-term cross-stitch conversion project, which is where I am taking, a diamond painting chart and converting it to, a cross-stitch chart rather, and converting it to a diamond painting on a blank canvas. And I started this project around a year and a half ago, and I just kind of work on it intermittently. And I am in very much the home stretch of the 4th of 8 panels because it is large enough that I did have to break it into 8 panels. I'll tell you more about it in a bit. Let me give you a quick rundown of what I'm going to be using. And then we're gonna divert just a little bit into something that I'm hoping you guys will actually enjoy, because I remember people asking about this, but it's related to the project, the conversion project. I'll get there in a moment. But accessories, when we start working on the project itself here, I'm gonna be using this pen, which is from Lathe Works. They have some incredibly beautiful and really budget-friendly pens. They sell mostly through Facebook, but they have an Etsy shop too. And then this tray is from Add More Zest and was in my Advent calendar that I got from Add More Zest. And then I'm going to be using this is Patty Wax in the scent Polyjuice Potion. And I think I've had this Patty Wax for 3.5 years. And weirdly enough, some of the Patty Wax scents I feel like last longer than others. And I just have noticed that like the Polyjuice Potion one lasts it lasts longer than the other regular Patty Wax scents. I don't know. And then for Patty, I'm going to be using this hot cocoa scent from Pure Bliss Wax Company, or the Diamond Daughter. And I'm going to use this in my multi-placer. So, and then I'm using the Pattern Keeper app on my Kindle tablet for reading the cross-stitch chart. And the materials for this project are from Evermoment. Did I cover it all? All of it's going to be linked in the description box below if you want to take a look at any of these shops in particular. So when I mentioned that we're going to take take a sidetrack here, that is because what I actually need to do is do some restocking of my diamonds here. I'll show you and it'll make more sense. So basically, where should I put this? This is a really space hog of a project. It takes up just a lot of surface area. Okay, so basically this project in total it's going to have over 400,000 diamonds placed on these canvases. And I was not about to attempt to fit all 4,000 diamonds into storage containers. As it is, I have 2 full Elizabeth Ward trays with diamonds in them. And so I, every once in a while, have to go back in and refill the containers from the packs of diamonds that I still have left over. So I'm almost halfway through this project. And so that means I have placed over 200,000 diamonds at this point. But that means there's at least 200,000. I assume there's extras that Evermoment sent me. But some of these colors I'm running really, really low on. And so even I don't know that I'm going to get through this last column without doing some refills. And I had mentioned that I need to do this in passing in one of my cross-stitch conversion update videos. And one of you guys had immediately several of you actually had immediately said oh, can you show us what that looks like? And so, I'm I don't know that it's actually really that interesting, but yeah, of course, we'll happily show you. And I could still talk to you. So I figured, WIP and Chat form, I think maybe is the way to go. And hopefully this isn't going to take too long. And then we can get into actually diamond painting in case that's more what you're here for. So I did break these into, I kind of grouped them in these bags roughly in like DMC order-ish. So what I'm just gonna do, like this has like the 300s to 600s, it looks like. Okay, I really do need to refill my 310s, so we'll start with that. See, I'm really low and there's a lot of trash in here. One of the things I need to figure out is if when I ordered these diamonds, if Evermoment sent me extras. It's a little tricky. It's like a little more involved to order the diamonds yourself from Evermoment because you have to do all the work. Like they send you like a spreadsheet basically, and you are just going in and like writing the DMC and how many you need of that color. It's you guys, it's been a year and a half. I don't remember all of the ins and outs. Oh, that was a terrible idea. I really thought that was gonna work. Okay, one pack at a time. I deserved that. And I didn't even cut them all the way. Goodness gracious. So anyway, long story short, I know that they rounded up depending on the size of like the bags that they had to send. But I don't know if they also built in extras, like a certain percentage of extra, if that was built in as well. I'm not sure. For example, if they have a bag that has 200 diamonds in it, and I asked them, like, if this chart called for 198, it's like, I'm sure they rounded up, of course, to the 200 size bag, but did they send me any additional above and beyond that? Or do I just have 2 extra diamonds in that color-ish, you know? I won't really know how low I'm running until I get towards the end of this project. So I might send them a message and ask. There is a little bit of a language barrier, and I probably wouldn't message them now because we're going into Lunar New Year season, and it seems like most manufacturers that are located in China are going to be on vacation for like the next month. I know a lot of small shops have mentioned that, you know, they're not going to be getting kits in, like those orders that are made to order or something like that not all shops necessarily. I'm just noticing some. They've said, oh, well, you know, it's not going to be fulfilled until March at this point for some of them. And, you know, that is what it is. All this to say, I do want to reach out to them and ask, and hopefully I'll be able to word it in a way that makes sense in spite of any language barrier that's there. But I'd like to find out because I did get that question of, does Evermoment include extras, or should I have told them, should I have done the calculations and built in, you know, some extras myself when I gave them the numbers? There is definitely something to be said for ordering your diamonds from someplace like Jada Gem Shop that you just send them the like drill usage or the floss usage chart and they just do it all for you, and they do build in some extras. But anyway, okay, so that one is quite full. Several bags, but now my 310 is very full. And then I'll just tuck this back in this bag, and I'm literally gonna go through each of these colors and then take a look and see if there's space for me to refill them. So like I have this bag, I don't think that it would fit in there, so I'm gonna hold off on refilling that one. The way that I had tried to do this earlier on, okay, I can fit one bag in there, I bet. The way I had tried to do this with refilling earlier on was I was basically checking in after I finished each panel and doing some refills. But then after I finished the third panel, I kind of thought, you know, let me just keep going. And honestly, because I kept thinking, oh, I want to film refilling these because people were interested in that. And so, but I was like, but I want to start this conversion. I don't want to film the refilling right now. So long story short, there's a bunch of these tiny bags of this color. I could fit a little bit, maybe one or two. Long story short, I'm on the fourth panel and I haven't refilled since in between the second and third panels. So I made it pretty far. So this project has, I'm finding myself of two minds quite a lot when it comes to this particular project. I would say that describing it as like a little bit of a love-hate relationship is an accurate description. I will have the opposite emotions towards this project. Like in the same breath, basically, where I'll be thinking, oh, this is so fun to work on. I love seeing it come together. The challenge is delightful. And when I don't work on it for a while, I miss that. And so I'm so glad I have this project going. And then a second later, I'll be thinking, this project is taking years off my life and I'm never doing something like this again. So I keep having these really extreme reactions. Hey, Adam. Your volume is on. I keep hearing alerts.
On my phone?
On your computer, I think.
Oh, I thought okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I just figured it's probably going to throw the people that are listening off. They were like, what is making noises? What is me? I'm still filming, by the way.
That's not your guys' stuff. It's mine.
It's his fault.
I'm muted.
It's muted now. Thank you. Anyway, so I think I know why. I do know why this project has me of two minds. I think, you know what it really is that I'm not gonna lie, like it's not turning out very well. The way that it's translating into diamond painting form is a lot's being lost in translation, in my opinion. And that's what's honestly is disappointing to me is I keep looking at it and going, especially when I'm working on just one panel at a time, I'm going, it's just not turning out that well. It's so pixelated and I don't know, but it's like I'm not stopping. And when I put it all together and I step back far enough to take a picture of it, it works weirdly. But when I'm up close working on it like this, I go, I don't love how this is coming together. Now, what's interesting is that I have seen this chart completed as an actual, or worked on. I don't know if it was completed or worked on, as a cross, like in cross stitch form, as opposed to diamond painting form. And there's just something about the materials being used, and maybe because stitches are typically much smaller than like diamonds are, it just works so much better in cross stitch form than it does in diamond painting form. And so I don't know, it's going to make me feel very picky about future cross stitch conversion projects that I choose to work on. Yeah, so that's why I feel like I am having just a little bit of a love-hate relationship with this project, is because sometimes it just feels like, is it worth it though? Like, I mean, in the sense of, are people going to be like, wow, it looks really bad, why is she working on that? But I'm working on it still for me and for the challenge of it. And there are aspects of it that I do enjoy working on. There was finally a part of this panel that when I completed it, I was like, oh, that looks good. Those are like books stacked on top of each other. It's one that I posted on my Instagram a few days ago. Oh no. There's a little bit of static in this bag, but I don't want to go get dryer sheets if I can help it. So maybe that was it. Maybe this panel in particular has just been more rough than most of the others. Okay, that's too big full. 372, that one's too full. Okay. 160. Yep. I think I've been using a lot of that one. But yeah, so that's why I'm having some mixed emotions towards this particular project. After I finish this fourth panel, and I will be at the halfway mark, I will of course do a big update video with you guys, maybe even this week. We'll see how the schedule shakes out. But I would love actually to ask your input. And that is, are there specific things that you would be interested in me making sure that I cover in that cross-stitch conversion update video? I'm not sure like what good examples would be. Like I will make sure to take a picture of all 4 panels sort of lined up together, so that I can include that, and so you can see like half of this project all in frame at once. And then I thought I dropped one, but I don't see it now. I know probably what a lot of you would say is, can you go over how you're planning to attach these together? I have not figured that out just yet. I have some ideas, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to have that ready to cover in a check-in video at the moment. In part, I mean, one of the reasons I don't feel a huge rush for that is because I'm not planning to hang and display this in my home. However, I know that many of you are curious to see, like, you would display something in this in your home and you would love to know, like, okay, so how would you hypothetically go about attaching these panels together if I were going to hang it in my home? So I've had some suggestions from you guys, and I thought that this could be a good opportunity actually to test out some different options of ways to attach these. So I don't know, it's like I want to give it its time. Like, I want to give it the time and thought that it deserves. Yeah, that'll fit. It's so satisfying to see the number of bags go down. And it's really fun to be using the Pattern Keeper app because it keeps track for you of how many stitches you've done, or in this case, it's the diamonds that you've placed. And it gives you a percentage readout where it's like, okay, you've completed this much of this canvas. And actually, this kit, I have completed more than 50% of it, even though I'm not to the end of this panel, because of how I actually ended up having to divide these panels with the chart. So, I actually technically already hit the 50% mark because it's not like perfectly evenly divided, and that is another learning I'm taking from it. This static is rough. I think, well, there's already a dryer sheet in this container, so this must have been a static prone color anyway, but also it is raining cats and dogs outside. And I live in Southern California where rain is, it's a novelty. It's unusual for us. Californians don't know how to drive in it is the big thing. But I think that is, of course, affecting the humidity. That is a little close. I think I can. But yeah, so I think that's probably contributing to some of this static. So, oh my gosh, I just realized we're already 17 minutes in, and I'm like, I really do want to actually get to the actual diamond painting with you before the end of this WIP and Chat. So if this continues to take a long time, I will pause this time lapse and then come back when I'm ready to paint so that you guys can actually see some diamond painting done. But I realized also that we're this far in and I have not asked you how you are doing today. Happy Monday. I hope that your day is off and your week are off to a wonderful start so far. It is currently Sunday evening, which is nearly always the day that I film my WIP and Chats, and it's just a really nice time to transition my brain into weekday mode, kind of coming out of the weekend and everything. It was a pretty chill weekend at home for us. I actually did get quite a lot of diamond painting done. I spent a lot of time on this project, and I know I'm not the only one because I've seen others say as much, but once I get towards when the end of a project is truly in sight, then I'm just like laser focused. Let's get this project done. It is the finish line is right there. So I'm really hoping that I can finish this last column tonight. Maybe have some pictures to share with you tomorrow. We'll see. But I need to like bust out the other panels and try to get a picture of them all together. Because that's just gonna be really cool to see all four. But yeah, it was nice to get a lot of diamond painting in. I'm wondering, like, have any of you ever had, like I was talking about, kind of a love-hate relationship with the kit where you've had those similar, like, opposite types of feelings towards a project, or if it's just me. I think that probably what I'll do is I'll continue to do cross-stitch conversion projects because I love the challenge of it. But, like, I loved doing the Loki cross-stitch conversion panel. But I'll be more deliberate about the artwork that I pick. Something that's not quite as highly detailed, something that ideally probably is a bit smaller in size. And yeah, I don't know. There'll be a lot more things that I take into consideration, I think. Now, while I have been working on this project a lot, I do still have, other projects going in the background. I finished Huntress, which I posted that on Instagram as well, and that was a gorgeous finish. I'm so happy with how that turned out. And then I haven't really worked on the first dragon much since I think last week's WIP and Chat, and I'm totally fine with that. I think after I finish this last column on this particular project, what I am most likely going to do is try to find a round drill kit to pull into the mix, or try to find something that's different stylistically, just to mix it up. I find that I do well when I alternate things, from project to project, either having multiple kinds of whips going at one time, or if I'm only doing one project at a time, start to finish, I like to mix it up when I go from project to project, or, whether it's changing up the drill shape that I'm working with, or the style of the painting, even like switching between shops. That's the thing I really enjoy trying to do as well. And I'm curious if any of you are like-minded in that way. If you're like, oh yeah, no, I enjoy mixing up, or do you just always, you're like, no, I always do square drill kits, or I always do kits with the subject matter. I like variety. I like what I like, but I like a little bit of variety within that, I think. But I also have been enjoying, like, I was thinking about this when I did my month in review video for January. That went up this past week. Whenever I get to like the beginning of the year, I go, ooh, is there anything different that I want to track in my logbook this year? And historically, I don't do anything differently. But this year, I have a couple of things I'm kicking around doing and adding to my logbook. And I'm thinking I do want to add a line where I track the number of diamonds in a project. Like, that would be really satisfying to see, I think. And then I was thinking of adding in a confetti rating, or on a, here's a scale from 1 to 10, with 1 being, almost like entirely color blocking, and 10 being entirely confetti. I was thinking of adding in that scale. And this is something I am probably, honestly, going to chicken out on doing, but am considering doing. And that is I'm considering giving overall ratings to my projects, and being and this comes from me watching a lot more booktube, YouTube that centers around books in the book community. I kind of like the idea of incorporating something like that and doing an end of the year, these are my top 5 favorite projects this year, because they do a lot of these are my top favorite books this year. These are, and I almost definitely wouldn't do one of these videos because this just sounds devastating, but it'd be the 3 worst books that I read this year. I'm no, I wouldn't do a video about the worst diamond paintings I did this year. That would be really sad. But I am kind of kicking around the idea of I could maybe incorporate a little bit more when it comes to I don't know, giving it ratings or something like that. I don't know though. I'll tell you what though, we are only halfway through these diamonds and doing all of this. So I want to be able to show you guys some actual diamond painting, and we're coming up on halfway into the WIP and Chat. So I'm going to put this into time-lapse mode to do the rest of this, and then I will be back and we'll actually do some diamond painting together for the rest of this. Okay, I'll be back. Alright, you guys, we are back. I have tried to streamline things a bit by going ahead and getting all my stuff set. I went ahead and Sharpied off this the canvas, and so it's like I can dive right in with you guys. So welcome back. That was actually really nice for me as well because it let me just sort of pause and collect my thoughts a little bit. I honestly, I was considering just sort of stopping right there and like just starting over this entire WIP and Chat because I was like, I feel like I'm all over the place. I feel like I don't know, I'm a little like dysregulated or something. So I think I'm gonna leave it. I think I'm gonna leave it just because I do try to be authentic with you guys, and I do know that we are our own worst critics most of the time. So but anyway, we are back. That was really satisfying to see all of those get refilled and come back together. And because of where my phone is at, I'm farther from the canvas than I would normally be, and so that's why you see me struggling, at least up at this top section, to get these aligned on the first go. Oh my goodness. We are just gonna call this the highly authentic WIP and Chat, okay? So anyway, we are back, and one of the things that I'm doing a little bit different with this project coming from my low-key cross-stitch conversion is that by and large I've actually been working on this in larger like sets and sections at a time, and mainly what that has, let's look like two main things, and I really like this, and I think I am going to keep it as I continue on with this project. But I have started, I mean, it's not a good example now because you're just seeing this last column, but I have been working at 2 columns at a time. So this much times 2. Each of the columns is 10 diamonds wide. That's where there's a darker line both in the chart itself as well as it's on the canvas too. I just darken it with a Sharpie to make it a little bit easier. So that's one of the main things I've been doing. And in addition to that, I have been working on it and like going the whole way down with a color once I have it out, as opposed to only working at like 1 or 2 squares at a time, maybe 3. I'm finding that especially with a highly confetti heavy piece like this one, that it's like, well, I have the color out, why don't I just go all the way down the canvas with that color? And I thought, let me try it, because that's what I did with the Loki kit, because I would do all the outlines first, because that's Mandy Manzano's style. It's got like a lot of that black outlining, very stained glass. So make sure I have that right. Yeah. So I thought, let me just try it with this one, and I really do like how that's working out. And I think it is going faster. I started on this panel a few days before the new year, and you guys saw in January I did complete some other projects, so it's not as though this was my only project I had going. But a month on one of these panels with a lot of other projects going, I feel like that's not too shabby. But my goodness, it is significantly more time consuming than other projects are. So yeah, I'm excited to have that update to share with you guys. I have been, speaking of like being authentic with putting this video up anyway, I also, last night, Saturday night, I was battling a migraine, and it was a bit of a rough one, and I went back and forth quite a lot on whether or not to attempt to film as planned, and ultimately I did, and I don't know that that's something that I should have done. I don't know that that was the right call, but I tend to push myself, and I tend to hold myself to like too high of a standard sometimes, or like really want to adhere to sort of a schedule. And part of it comes from feeling like I don't have quite enough time to get the videos done that I want to get done, the unboxing that went up today for that Captured by Radiance kit, that's a kit that I ordered in like November. And so it just felt like I just want to get this unboxing up. It feels like it's been so long that I've had this kit. And so I don't want to miss a day. I want to get this video filmed and up. And I don't know. I recommend, I'm always such a huge advocate for you guys taking care of yourselves and drawing boundaries and doing, you know, whatever you need to take care of your body and your mind. And I'll just say I was not very good at taking my own advice. And I'm owning up to it here, you guys. So you know, it is what it is, but I do wish that maybe I had, taking better care of just taking that evening off and rested. Let me see. I'm a little ways down here. Can I recognize? Okay, I think that's what that is. Okay, let's go down to the bottom and work our way back up. That'll be easier. But yeah, these headaches, I'm a little puzzled. I'm working on trying to figure it out. It's like I won't have them at all, and then I'll have a migraine kind of come on out of nowhere, and it's a struggle to figure out, okay, what's the trigger? Is it hormonal? Is it something that I'm eating? It could be, you know, so many different things. So I'm trying to keep like a log and try to pinpoint where these are coming from. And it's, you know, in this case, it was probably the change in air pressure because we had this rain coming in. But and then this section, okay, so it's right here is where that one is. Yeah, okay. And then this is always the trickiest part is when you start and you're just placing these diamonds because you don't have anything else to reference. You're just working with the blank canvas for the most part. Okay. So I have, though, I must say, with watching and branching out with sort of the videos I am watching and consuming myself, that is to say, I have been enjoying watching a lot of book-related YouTube videos and creators. It has given me like food for thought here and there about like, ooh, I like sort of this approach that they have to doing things, or oh, I enjoy this sort of, I don't know, vibe or something. I don't want to be copying anyone by any means. And that's not at all to say that there aren't diamond painting creators that are doing really fun and different things that I enjoy or want to take inspiration from, but I don't know. I guess it's easier. It feels like safer almost to find that in areas outside of the one that I'm in. But anyway, I've mostly just thoroughly enjoyed having wow, okay, whatever the heck happened there, I am a disaster, like a national disaster tonight. Oh my gosh. Still so incredibly tempted to just like trash this whole WIP and Chat and start over. Nope, I don't got time for that. And that's not the energy I want to bring. Yeah, it's been like good background noise. Like, you know, when you find a creator that you're like, I'm thoroughly enjoying their attitude, their demeanor, the way that their content is, and you just go back and you just watch all of their old stuff. That's what I found, like a couple of like bookish creators that I've been doing that with. Actually, it's really fun because sometimes I know there's a couple of you that have been doing that with my videos or have done that with my videos in the past, and it is so cute because sometimes like a notification that someone watched a WIP and Chat from 2.5 years ago, and they commented with the emojis that I gave them to, like, you know, share this emoji if you made it all the way to the end of this video. And that's just so cute. And it's really actually not just cute, but it like means a lot to me. And so thanks if you go back and watch old videos, especially old WIP and Chats, even though it's some of it I cringe at my own content sometimes. I appreciate it, and I think that's so fun. And then I find myself still doing it like with other creators where I just go back and watch all of their older videos and still very much enjoying them and just going, yeah, no, I can see where they've changed and grown, but I still like it. Okay, so we're scrolling down here. By the way, this release paper is from Crafts with Crashly, and isn't it so pretty? I like it a lot. It's been really useful for my cross-stitch conversion project with especially when I'm early on and doing a row and there's like large sections that maybe have none of a color and I don't want to put my hand in the glue and mess up the glue. This has worked great. So I'll just kind of freely move them around, like, okay, now I need to cover up this, I need to cover up that. Anyway, so other things that have been going on. I have a little bit been, just another note on content. I've been struggling just a little bit with balancing the types of videos that I'm doing and trying to fit things in. And it feels like, I have a lot of things that I want to unbox. Sometimes it feels like they're time sensitive and I want to get like those unboxings up. And then it's like, oh, but shoot, now I'm out of time to like fit in a small shop haul this week, or, oh no, I haven't done a review video. So it's interesting. I'm not like upset or anything. I just, I don't know, I'm always trying to find that good balance and giving you guys a nice variety, and also just doing things that work well for me and my rhythm. I've done a lot of shopping this past week. I had a few different small shops earmarked to buy from, and I'll tell you what, here in one of these next small shop hauls, it's just going to be like an avalanche of pens is what it's going to be. And I cannot wait. It's going to be fun, including a few different new to me shops. One in particular, I favorited their shop on Etsy. I'm not even kidding you. It has to have been 3.5 years ago, because it's like way down at like the bottom, because I favorited it so long ago. They started turning more diamond painting pens. I think they mostly did blanks, like pen blanks before. And they started putting more pens in their shop, and I'm like, yes, okay, let's try out this shop. So I'm looking forward to being able to share that with you. Lots of small shop goodness. And then outside of diamond painting things that we have going on, we are actually going to be doing a little road trip to Arizona later this month when the kids have a long weekend. My parents are doing an Airbnb in Arizona for 2 months because they're going to be going to spring training for the Cleveland Guardians. I hear one of my cats meowing. Please don't let that be the throw up meow. It doesn't sound like it. It sounds like I have a toy and I've killed it and I need you to come acknowledge and praise me kind of meow. If you have a cat, you know. Literally, we have to go. It's our cat Dolce, our senior kitty in particular, will do that. Sometimes she'll be standing over a toy and she'll yowl for us until one of us comes up to her and goes like, "Oh, good job! Like good kitty, good apex predator." So yeah, anyway, they're going to be renting that Airbnb for a couple of months, and they had said, there's space if you wanted to drive out with the boys. That would be wonderful. And so we decided, like, we're gonna make it happen, especially because I only flew back with Connor for the holidays this year. And I know my parents would love to see Micah. And so, yeah, we're going to be doing that road trip. I think it's going to be around 5 hours for us. I think we'll probably leave, I'm thinking like afternoon Friday, and then come back like Monday evening. I'm sure we'll hit some traffic, but I think that'll be fun. And I think the kids are an age where they can swing doing that road trip. I'll look ahead at some good stops along the way to like stretch our legs, like some restaurants with play places and stuff. But I'm looking forward to that. My parents are pretty strongly considering regularly snowbirding, like maybe buying a condo in Arizona and regularly going there in the winter. I have some extended family that already does that and lives there. And And so my parents are pretty strongly considering that. They're big baseball fans, especially my dad. And I don't know, it'd be fun to take Connor to one of the spring training games. I don't think that Micah, I think he'd be too bored. He would not sit. But I think Connor would find it really, really fun. So looking forward to that. I'm sure I'll take a diamond painting because I can't not take a diamond painting. And then this past week, oh my goodness, I had at least one of the boys home sick from school almost every single day this past week. And Connor just really went down hard. And I was about to take him to the doctor when he really did turn a corner, thankfully. I did test him for you know what, and it was negative, but he was down and out. He kept falling asleep on the couch. He was coughing and had a runny nose. And I was like, I'm not sending him to school like this. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. And then on Thursday morning, I'd actually gotten Micah up to take him to speech therapy because he has speech on Thursdays. I usually drive him to speech and then to school. And we were on our way to speech therapy. We were almost there, and he just kept coughing in the back seat. And so I pulled over and I contacted our speech therapist for that day and said, I'm so sorry. Like, I can't bring Micah. In good conscience, I cannot bring him to speech today. And I'm so sorry. Like, this is not at all something that I do. I don't cancel stuff like this last minute. Like, often there's a cancellation fee, and I respect their time too much to make a habit of something like that. But they were very appreciative. They're like, most parents will just send their kids anyway, and it's like a problem. It gets other kids sick, and it's the vicious cycle. And I was like, yeah, well, I agree with you, because that's obviously like how my kids got sick, is they caught it from someone else. But I guess 'tis the season and all that. But thankfully, they both are on the mend. They both got to go to school on Friday. They were both well enough, and they should both be going tomorrow. But I'll tell you what, it throws just a little bit of a wrench in my plans, especially when it's like, oh, they're homesick. It's not like in the summer where it's summer break. I'm anticipating they're going to be home. I adjust my schedule accordingly. But I was like, I am not getting anything done because I have kiddos homesick. My priorities are in order, of course. But I was like, I'm not getting anything done. But it is what it is. You do what you got to do. I also have been this past week trying to reconnect with some friends, like local in-person friends. I mean, I've talked a lot about how I feel like lockdown and everything really had quite an impact on a lot of people's mental health, myself included. And I feel like in some ways I'm still sort of recovering and coming back from that. But I'm guessing just with the help of like the right therapist and, the right med, that I have just been feeling like I am able to reach out to local friends again and reconnect. Some of them I haven't really talked to in a year at this point. And some of it is a little bit scheduled, though. Like, there's a dear friend of mine that we've literally been trying to get together to go out for birthday dinner or drinks. We've been trying to do that since November. And it's always, oh no, my kiddo is sick, or oh, I woke up with a migraine. It's both of us. I'm not like blaming my friend. Or it's like, oh, this thing came up, and oh shoot, we're going out of town. Like, and we just go, okay, well, I guess this is what friendship looks like in your 30s with kids. Is it you make it happen when you can. My friend Kate described it as friendship has like a zero decay rate, and I love that expression. It's like, we're not upset that we haven't been able to get together. It's like, we'll be happy when we do get to text and talk. But and one of the things about, I don't know, it being a long time since connecting with some of these friends is like, some of them have had some really kind of major life events happen, and I just go, oh my gosh, like, I'm so sorry that I wasn't there. I'm here now. Like, how can I help and support you? And I mean, I'm glad that I can be here now, but yeah, so I was kicking around the idea of joining a local book club that had come up, and one of the local moms groups that I'm in, someone had posted about starting a book club and said, I'm into, and she listed a handful of like authors and books, and it was very much up my alley. She had mentioned like Rebecca Yarros, who wrote Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, and mentioned something about how she was excited for the third Crescent City book coming out, and I thought, okay, this is perfect. This is totally my jam. And so I commented just like, oh yeah, like I'm interested. And then of course, like I didn't follow through, but I think I could still reach out to her because she had sent me a message at one point, and I may try doing that. It would be nice to have something that is just, for me, and some good me time and whatnot. And I am getting a little bit more back into reading. I feel like I'm losing my voice. What is happening? I feel like I am getting a little bit back into reading, and especially like reading physical books. You guys, I did finish the third Crescent City book. I will give no spoilers. I don't even really want to give a reaction for fear that may inadvertently give something away. I didn't breathe for like the first 200 pages of that book, I feel like, but I'll be really excited when I feel like it's been long enough that more people have read it, finished it, and I could talk about it with people. But I just, like I talked about last week, I found myself really thoroughly enjoying reading like a physical book and not just Audible. And so I like the idea of doing more of that. And a book club could be a fun way to do that, and like talk to other people about what I'm reading. And make friends. Make in-person friends. So I've got that on the brain. And then let's see. And then I want this one. This is coming together. I don't know if I'm going to stay up late and try to finish it tonight or not. I have to get up with Micah to take him to he has speech on Mondays and Thursdays. I have to get up and take him to speech tomorrow, and so it's like, well, I have to get up early, so I should probably be responsible. But oh my gosh, how satisfying it would be to knock out this panel this evening. Oh my gosh. We'll see. I am trying to do some different things to sort of take care of myself. I have on my to-do list this week that I would like to schedule a dentist appointment. I hate going to the dentist, but I have found a dentist that is really great with people that have anxiety surrounding dental work. And I also feel like I need to get my eyes checked. I am a little bit suspecting that it may finally be time for some sort of corrective lenses, and I really am not like personally excited for that. I somehow managed to escape needing glasses of some kind. I'm the only one of my family. And I think probably like just these years of diamond painting, and maybe as I've gotten a little bit older, that I think it might be time. When I was thinking that maybe I was getting a headache, my migraine yesterday was maybe due to me spending a lot of time on this project. And I thought, am I straining my eyes? Like, could that be a potential cause? And I found a pair of reading glasses that I had, and I put them on, and I was immediately so surprised at the difference and how clear things looked. And that was a moment where I went, oh. So I probably will start wearing reading glasses more regularly when I am diamond painting, just to take that strain off of my eyes. And in addition to that, go ahead and go get my eyes checked and see, like, do I need to start wearing glasses? I'd probably go straight to contacts, honestly, because, but I'd hate putting contacts in. I don't know what I would do, but I'm looking forward to that. But I need to take care of myself. And also I have what's called endometriosis, which is like a chronic condition, and it gets worse over time. Like the longer that you have it, the worse it tends to get. And mine, I'm not going to get it all, I'm not going to try to get any graphic or TMI or anything like that, but mine has definitely been worsening. It tends to improve if you give birth, but, and then it'll come back and get worse again. So that's kind of happening with me. And so I've had like a couple of tests done just to make sure there's like not anything else going on. Those have all come back clear, but now it's like trying to decide the course of action as far as what treatment plan I want to take. And I don't like any of my options, quite honestly. But it's, it's one of those things I'm trying to do to continue to take care of my body, take care of my health. And so if I could just, between that, and if I could pinpoint what triggers my migraines more closely, then that would be great. That would be great. So yeah, that's just kind of the overall sets of updates here now as far as what I am reading and watching and listening to. Well, I've read and finished the Third Crescent City book. I had at one point, I was like finishing up my diamond painting for the evening, and I was like, okay, I want to go upstairs a little bit earlier so I can read. I was like, I have 150 pages left in this book. I'm probably not going to finish it tonight. I'm just gonna read and then fall asleep. You guys, I should know better. The last 100 pages of a Sarah J. Maas book, you should just anticipate that it's gonna have you in its grip, and you're gonna have to read all the way to the end. And that is precisely what happened. I didn't have to get up the next day. Was that? No, that wasn't Friday night, was it? I don't remember. Doesn't matter. I didn't have to get up with the kids for school the next morning, and so that's how I justified staying up as late as I did. But that's what I've been reading. I haven't picked up anything else quite yet, but I have been, and this ties into what I've been watching, which is a lot of book YouTube channels, or BookTube. The current YouTuber that I'm watching a lot of is Carrie Can Read, and some of you mentioned last week, you're like, oh yeah, like I love her videos. She's really fun and great, like recap videos, but I have earmarked a couple of books that she's talked about loving that I may try picking up. But for the moment, I haven't picked up any other like books to read. Watching has mostly been YouTube. I've tried to pop into some live streams from time to time from diamond painters, and then when I'm listening to, it's just YouTube in the background. But my fellow Taylor Swift fans, did you see her announcement at the Grammys tonight? Okay, I was fully expecting her to announce that Reputation, Taylor's version, was coming, which is her re-recording of her Reputation album. But no, she announced a new album that's coming out in April, and I'm here for it. I'm excited. I was not expecting that we were going to get new music from her this year. I thought it was just going to be re-recordings, but that is super exciting. I'm curious if she's going to incorporate it into her concert tour. That'll be fun. But as far as what's coming this week, content-wise, I really feel like a small shop haul is in order. And I am debating like what kits I might want to do a dedicated post review of. I tend to focus on small shops when it comes to post reviews because I have a lot of reviews of, Diamond Art Club and whatnot here on my channel. And a lot of those things tend to stay pretty consistent from kit to kit. But I do still sometimes try to do dedicated kit reviews to Diamond Art Club kits too. But there's that. And I will probably try to film a cross-stitch conversion update and get that to you guys this week. Because I'll be halfway there. I am so curious to see how much more progress I will feel like making on it this year. Once I get into the second half of the year, like with hosting Summer with the Masters and Drills and Chills, and then getting into the holiday season, like in 2023, I didn't touch my cross-stitch conversion project like at all of the second half of the year. So maybe I'll try to make sure I at least maybe get the 5th panel started here before too long in the first half of the year. But anyway, I would love to hear from you as far as if there's anything in particular you'd like to hear me talk about with my cross-stitch conversion update. I would be more than happy to try to include that, and you'll also get some of the usual suspects. I'll have a sneak peek and maybe some other unboxings. I do have a stack of kits that's still waiting for me to unbox, and I want to get through those as well. But thank you for spending some time with me today. Honestly, I broke this up into so many clips that I am not 100% sure how close or far I am from the hour mark, but it feels about right, so I'm gonna wrap it up. I have to be honest with you guys, I felt so incredibly scatterbrained in this WIP and Chat, and more than once, like, I had to stop a clip, try to gather my thoughts, and come back in, and I more than once thought about, like, let me just trash this, but I'm gonna put it up. I'm gonna keep it, and I'm just gonna hope that you got something out of it and that I was at least able to keep you company. But if I threw you off, I'm sorry. It's just been one of those days, and I have a feeling that at least you'll understand that, and I very much appreciate it. But I liked all the accessories I worked with. It was fun to refill some of the containers with you guys, and I will hopefully just sort of feel a little less scatterbrained in next week's WIP and Chat. But thank you for being here anyway. If you made it all the way to the end, what should we do? How about just some sort of emoji that has the color green in it in honor of this Polyjuice Potion Patty Wax that I've had forever, and I love it. It's great. Yeah, emoji with the color green in it. And let me know how you're doing, what you were working on, anything you want to see for my cross-stitch conversion update. And yeah, so feel free to subscribe if you want to stay up to date with my diamond painting content. I would love to have you here. I appreciate you guys a whole lot and hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day and week. All right, I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.